Hello, Gemini. Welcome to September, right? Virgo season. Oh, we got one already coming out. Ooh, that's a good one. We like this one. Chariot is especially relevant because Virgo is the ruler of your fourth house, right? Which is the house of Cancer, and this is the card of Cancer. So there's that aspect. But there's also the quality of ascension, okay? Moving, not like transcending the BS. Like you're on your path and you don't have time for anyone else's drama. You don't have time for anyone else's stories. And you're just very directed. Like, this is the story of someone who is on the path towards success, whatever success looks like for you. You're being divinely guided. Your intuition is really on point. You feel strong, you feel sturdy, and you feel like you're in the right place at the right time. Like you might be on the path to start taking some risks. You might be on the path to, making some pretty big jumps, taking some pretty big leaps of faith. And you're okay with like, well, no, whatever happens because it's going to be great. It's just the adventure itself is what's so great. I think you're feeling really adventurous, actually. Uranus retrograde in the 12th. You're feeling adventurous. You're going to start incorporating some new things into your life. You're getting curious about new paths and new people, and you're kind of sniffing out the trail. Can I say it like that? Sniffing out the trail. Wow, 2 big major arcana coming out right out of the gate. Well, as we know, this is perfectly like in line with the Saturn-Pluto conjunction. So I don't know what's going to happen once that conjunction actually happens and we don't have to talk about it anymore, because you'll get the world card and it's like, okay, well, you're kind of on the other side of it already. But right now you're looking down that tunnel. You see the light at the end of the tunnel and you are swiftly moving through the course to emerge from the tunnel entirely. There's still things that need to be done. You still have to like do the jobs, have the conversations, do this, do that, like whatever you got to do. There's still a mundane quality. It is Virgo season after all. So you can't get so lost up in the clouds, so lost up in the idea and the creativity realm that you forget to like actually carry it through. You know what I mean? That's a very air sign kind of thing to do. And as a Libra ascendant, I can attest to that myself. You have that, loftiness and like, because your creativity is like off the charts always. I always say you're like one of the most creative signs, and that's wonderful, but you do have to like bring it down sometimes. And you may have some people in your life that are specifically placed there to help you to get through that portal. And sometimes that can be like, you have to answer your email, or you have to text that person back, or you have to do that thing. Oh my gosh, you guys, this is amazing. This is where you're headed. Like, this is the light at the end of the tunnel exactly. So the Chariot card is the vehicle, literally the vehicle through which you attain your heart's desire. A lot of air quotes in this reading so far. Your heart's desire. And that can be a true love. Yes, absolutely. As we make our way into Libra season, that's like romance season for you. So Virgo season is kind of maybe prepping you for that a little bit. It can be the financial situation that you're wanting, like whatever it is, there it is in the cards, 100%. You might not get it like this month, but this is all in conjunction with Saturn conjunct Pluto in Capricorn in January. So little by little, month by month, you're going to see this getting closer and closer and closer to your reality. You have to stay positive though, like Geminis, in general, you're a highly optimistic sign. At least the Geminis I've always met. But if you are tapping into any level of pessimism, you are slowing down your chariot, right? Like pessimism is what pulls those Sphinx back. Okay? There's no room for that. No room for pessimism, no room for pessimistic people, no room for drudgery or whining or complaining. I feel like I'm getting kind of in my mind like you guys are dressing really smart, like really put together, super stylish. And in a way that plays a part I know that's kind of a weird thing to say. I don't know where that came from. But that kind of plays a part in your goals, right? The way you look and the way you present yourself to the world. It plays a part. Another major. Oh my gosh. So the Ten of Cups exists within the realm of the moon energy. Okay, the moon is the mystery, but it's so beautiful, right? It's the beautiful mystery about life. Sometimes the moon can represent that there are secrets or there's some like really subconscious stuff at play. And with fourth house activity, yeah, sure, you can have a psychological component there, revisiting childhood, whether actually physically going back to where you came from or connecting with your family or whatever it is. But I don't know. The cards are so clear that there's so much movement. That the moon, it's not holding anybody back. Even if there were secrets that were being held captive right now, those secrets don't matter to you, right? They're the secrets that other people are keeping. And even if you have your own secrets, like, it doesn't matter. It doesn't hinder progress in any way, shape, or form. The only secret, quote unquote, again, I promise I'll stop doing that. The only secret that would hinder you is the secret fear of not succeeding. Right? That's the only secret that's the only secret that matters. So ask yourself if you have that fear. If you don't, then it's not even a thing. Your intuition is what's guiding you here. It's no accident that we get the moon card and the card of Cancer, which, and especially because we have the full moon in Pisces, here we have the Pisces card, we have Cancer, which is ruled by the moon. So let's talk about the moon, right? The new moon in Virgo coming into your, we're kind of making our way there in the next few days. August 30th, I think, is technically when that new moon is. And then we make our way to the full moon in Pisces, which is all about possibly needing to sacrifice something. We need to give something up. We need to unattach from something. That's what Pisces is all about. It's about the undoing. Put my hand down. I'm not going to do the air quotes anymore. It's about the undoing. So sometimes that does mean that we have to let things go. That can be a person, yes, absolutely. This is all coming from the intuitive realm. I don't think it's deep subconscious for you guys. I think it's just intuitive. I'm not seeing it being so dark and in the underworld and all of that. Like, no, this is just coming from your gut. It's coming from your heart. It's coming from your soul, okay? So it's not anything to be... It's not anything to have any feelings about. It's just go move forward. You don't need to over process emotions because you're headed in the right direction as it is. If you're dealing with a water sign right now, though, they could be acting a little bit shifty. Oh my gosh, a Scorpio card. Okay, so we got all the water signs. This is crazy. But the card of death, which signifies an ending, and we know that. The end of who you used to be, the end of your toxic patterns, your bad behavior, the way you have always done something. It is, in fact, the death of whatever it is that is going to propel you on this very upward slanting trajectory. I mean, it's like whew, really high. You guys know that Gemini is known for being one of the most successful zodiac signs, right? Like financially and in the business realm and whatever industry they choose to be in, they're usually one of the most successful because they are capable intellectually of handling so much. Right? Plain and simple, you're capable of handling so much. So it's common for Gemini to keep things going, right? But now it's time for you to completely release, let things go. You know, you do have Taurus in the 12th, so this is a shakeup. Uranus retrograde, 12th house is trying to shake you up. It's trying to get you to revolutionize your patterns, revolutionize the way you handle things, okay? So it's freedom, but freedom always comes at a cost. Now, I'm feeling like there are a lot of deeply emotional people around you. People that are processing things, people that are, maybe struggling a little bit with their own life, but they're also not really coming to you either. In a way, I'm seeing like you have kind of a clear and free shot. Like, you can be there without actually having to be there physically, without having to do the psychology, like best friend therapy sessions, right? Like, people are wanting to be inside a lot, and in a way you're wanting to be inside too, but you're not wanting to be inside in a poor me, I feel so crappy kind of way. It's, I want to be inside, I want to be by myself and brainstorm like crazy, because I know come Libra season I'm going to want to be like making everything happen. All right. And then especially when we make our way into Scorpio season, which for you is of course 6th house, so it's all about getting it all wrapped up and done. So the next few months are going to be extraordinarily productive for you, just so long as you have the capacity to allow the death process to occur. I'm not worried about you, but at the same time, it's important to note that. If you have a Scorpio, Pisces, or Cancer in your chart or in your life, in your world, in your realm, I don't know. I just don't know that they're going to be so forthcoming with anything. And I don't even really see you trying to get them to open up. It's like, hey, if you want to open up, you can, but I'm not going to sit here and try to knock down your walls. Like, you just got to let me in if you want me to come in, So I think that's a good thing. I think for all intents and purposes, you're just simply not wasting your time. You have better things to do. I feel like you're creating a lot of things in the world, like the worldly stuff. It's not all just up here. It's not. It can't be. Because then it's like no good to anybody. The whole point of having creativity is to share it. So here are I think you have a cause, or you will be finding a cause this month, like a cause to fight for. Like, you're a warrior, and now you finally have something to fight for. So there's vigor and vitality and courage. Like I said, like, there's risks. I think you are excited to take some risks. You're excited to put it out there. And you have the wherewithal to knock the obstacles away quite easily. You have the intellectual agility, which Virgo provides. You have the stamina. You have the passion. And you have nothing to lose. People who have the chariot showing up with the world and the death card and the moon, like, you have nothing to lose because there's no going back. It's not as though you're going to be reverting back, because you won't. You can't be. Your water signs and fire signs might try to tell you something, right? They might try to be all in your business. They might try to, do whatever they're trying to do. Who even knows? Who even cares? It just doesn't matter, though. It's so soft compared to the chariot world, 10 of Cups in the top row. Like, it's so floral. The word is coming to my mind. It's so floral, It's all just decorative. Doesn't matter. One thing I will say, just keep in mind, is it's not as though, like, if someone doesn't support you, then they have to be completely out of your life. Just keep that in mind. Just because someone doesn't support you, or they're not like sitting there super cheerleader, doesn't also necessarily mean they want you to fail. If they're neutral, that's probably someone to keep in your life too. So it's not like an all or nothing kind of deal. Because I feel like you have ambivalent people in your life too. People who are just sort of on the sidelines, just sort of watching. But they're not wishing you any harm. They're not wishing that you fail. But they also might not necessarily be wishing that you succeed either. They're just kind of present. I'm seeing bystanders. I don't know why I'm seeing that. People that are just observers. Casual bystanders. Oh, wow. 2 sword cards. Definitely clarify these in the comprehensive. These probably have to do with the moon and the death card, okay? if you are feeling uncomfortable in any way, shape, or form, your mind is overactive, okay? That's a great thing. It is a good thing, but remember, you have to like bring it into the world. It's not just all about brainstorming all the time. You have to create it. You have to make it into something real. So when you, or if you experience an overabundant energy of the mind, that tells me that something's trapped. Okay, there's something that has been unprocessed, which likely that's exactly why these are showing up too. Like I was saying, I don't necessarily think that these are so deep, so psychological as like they normally are, but this may suggest otherwise, or you may be way over analyzing something that's really not that big of a deal. If you are over analyzing or making something so much grander than it is, do a meditation and try to separate your awareness from your thoughts and just sort of watch your thoughts like you watch a movie, because this can destroy a person. What happens is this kind of mental activity, this sort of buzzing of the mind, if it doesn't get released from here, it will actually find its way into the heart, and then the heart chakra actually becomes blocked. So you don't want that. No one wants that. You don't want your heart to be blocked, because then that actually can hinder you from achieving this, and that's kind of like I was saying, pulling the reins on the chariot. So address this as quickly as possible. The minute you find yourself unable to sleep, or the minute you find yourself like way overdosing on caffeine or something, and like trying so hard to keep up with yourself, do the meditation that you need to do, okay? Ground yourself. There's a lot of need for grounding, I feel, intuitively, okay? It's super, super important, because probably Virgo season is going to put you really in your head or really in your emotions. So it's about finding that even ground, finding that balance, walking and being in the middle, as the Taoists would say. So it's almost as though you're getting yourself out of one sticky situation that has been stagnant for a really, really, really long time. You're getting yourself out of that, but you're kind of like also afraid of the chariot and afraid of the death and afraid of the world, but the only reason you're afraid of it is because you're projecting what you think it's going to be, right? You're not actually opening your eyes and looking, right? Here, his eyes covered. So if you just simply remove your hands from your face and look around, observe, pay attention, you'll be like, oh, wow, that wasn't really that bad at all. I was maybe making it so much worse than it actually is. Because it's not bad. 10 of Cups is not bad. Ooh, and the King of Wands. An aspect of you. This is the creative aspect of you. But it could also be someone that you aspire to be, right? Manifested as someone else. A fire sign. What did I say about your fire signs? Your fire signs are, right, Leo, Sagittarius, Aries. They are aggressive with their opinions, like they always are, but, they're aggressive with their opinions. They've got a lot to say. And yet, at the same time, there is probably one specific person, maybe a fire sign. This is specifically Leo, could be Aries, Sagittarius. It doesn't have to be, although they probably have some fire in their chart somewhere, like a fiery Mars or something. And you hold yourself up to that standard, and that's probably why you're afraid to... I don't know. Is it that you're afraid to try? Like, I don't ever see Gemini being afraid to fail. That's more like a Capricorn thing, right? That's not a Gemini thing. But maybe there's a part of it like that, or maybe there's a part of you that says, well, I'll never be as big as this person. And you put yourself into a comparative scenario. If you're in a love situation, it could even be, my partner is talking about his ex in a certain kind of way, and I'm never going to be able to live up to his ex, or, whatever it is. There could be some of that going on for some of you. There could be a little bit of a fear of stepping into your own royalty as well. Gemini is so versatile. You can be like, you're kind of like Aquarius in this way where you can be a Gemini, but if you have an overabundance of planets in a, like let's say you have a lot of Sagittarius in your chart, you're like so Sagittarius but in a Gemini kind of way. I don't know how to explain that, but you're so versatile like that. And you're like a chameleon almost. And I totally forgot where I was going with that. Something with the royalty, stepping into the royalty. Oh, but like if Gemini can be so like quiet and passive and like when they want to be, right? It can be such a soft energy being surrounded by Taurus and Cancer, being ruled by Mercury. I mean, it's like a very interesting time of year, these signs, the springtime, where it's like anyone's guess, it's anyone's game, you know, and you're the twins, so one day you can be one and one day you can be the next. So this is more about you stepping into your truth, stepping into your authenticity, and stepping into the inner royalty that you are and that you absolutely can be. This is about stripping away any pretense and stripping away your ego, right? Because I think some of you don't necessarily want to be in the spotlight because maybe you associate it with being super ego as well, which it's not, of course. Okay? I'm sorry, I said super ego. Like, I didn't mean it like the super conscious. I meant like a lot of ego. That's what I meant. Okay, interesting reading. We'll definitely clarify all these swords and the death card and everything. Let's go ahead and switch views. If you guys want to join me, hope you stick around. Thanks. Okay, Gemini, let's go ahead and pull a couple more cards from this other tarot deck. Ooh, King of Cups, Scorpio. And a Page of Swords, and there you are. I think there's someone in your life. I mean, maybe you don't even know this person. Like, I think there is someone that you aspire to be. Right? Like there is a version of self that is poised. Like if you want, that's where the chariot is taking you. But I think on some level, it feels really unattainable to you. And some of you may be trying to live up to standards of someone, especially in romantic partnerships. That can be a really kind of sketchy thing to do, living up to certain standards. Because I think someone has high standards of you. They're holding you up to some kind of a bar, and that's putting some pressure on you. It really is putting some, this could be like the neutral person. Some of you, this could be a father or a mother, absolutely. Something, father specifically, because I'm getting kings. Like you want to make your father proud. You want to be the type of person that your father always wanted you to be. Oh goodness, Violet. For the the 6 and 7 chakras, spirituality, magic, and attunement. Okay, that's why this stuff is so important. Following the intuition. That's why I'm like, this is intuitive. That's what I was saying. It's intuitive. It's not necessarily deep subconscious underworld kind of stuff. It's allowing your gut to speak to you, to attune yourself to your true self. I think this person that you're aspiring to be actually is a part of who you are. Like, I don't necessarily think that this is, anything. It's the pressure that you might be putting on yourself, but I don't think that it's completely out of reach. Like, it's already who you are. Right? You're already that person. I'm feeling like this person is on a real pedestal, but the chariot trumps the King of Wands. The chariot trumps the King of Cups. This is who you really are, you guys. Like, be careful about who you're who you're putting on a pedestal. Idealizing, that's the word I was looking for. Discontent and boredom. Okay, so there's the movement aspect, which we know, it's all underway, it's all moving forward. There's the aspect of feeling unsettled. Okay, we'll clarify that one with these cards. So these are going to be the cards that we're going to talk about in the comprehensive reading. If you feel like joining me, you are more than welcome. We usually talk for another 20 to 25 minutes in the other video. So let's go ahead and look at the chariot. Ooh, Hanged Man. Kind of opposites, actually. One has movement, one has stagnation. I see you throwing caution to the wind. I see you, or battling the desire to throw caution to the wind. Okay, 5 of coins. Okay, that makes sense. So let's look at the World card. There's no need to rush. That's one thing to keep in mind. You can start taking the risks and things, but you don't need to rush. Because if you rush and you try to put pressure on everything and try to push the people in your life and try to get something faster, you're going to burn out. Sensory overload. Okay. Excellent. 10 of Cups. You'll be happy that you kind of, ooh, a King of Cups again. Love it. One more for that. Okay, interesting. Let's look at the Moon. Okay, so there might be some betrayal. There might be some lying. There might be some secrets. But again, it's so immaterial. If anyone's doing it to you or around you, like, this is not a part of the big picture. It has no place. This is like the same. Okay. Ooh, okay. Is there a connection? Whoops, I did that on accident. Hold on, let's pull out a couple more for the Emperor. We'll let the accident stay. Okay, so the Emperor reverse is the cause for the Nine of Swords. Let's look at the King of Wands next, actually. I want to do him first, right after that. This is the perfect example of like a twin flame, soulmate, karmic relationship that pushed you really, really, really hard. And you are becoming so much better because of it, but it is toxic. It's definitely a toxic thing. And you're being asked to find peace in your life, and through peace you find abundance. That Two of Coins is actually really standing out to me a lot, so I might start there. Maybe. I'll think about it. Okay. Well, we officially got all the kings coming out. So you may be dealing with a Scorpio, Aquarius person, Aries, Scorpio, Taurus. Okay, and one more for this one. Okay, there's some, ooh, and then we love this. So when I say twin flame, it doesn't necessarily have to be romantic, but it's certainly something that is forcing you through the eye of the pinhole, right? Through the eye of the needle. Okay, so this is where we're going to pick up. I think the story is going to evolve in an interesting way, so there might be some kind of things that come out of left field during the comprehensive. So if you want to join me, you're more than welcome. And if not, then I wish you absolutely nothing but the best this month. Have an excellent Virgo season, and I will see you next month. Take care.